thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
We're back in the saddle for episode 269 of the Massenomics podcast. Nice. So that's the third time we've got to do that. Then.
Oh, yeah, it is actually.
169 and 269. Recorded live from western northeast South Dakota. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
Special episode this week in honor of it being one of the 69s. We're doing a Q&A.
We are. That's exactly the way we planned it.
We haven't done a Q&A for a while, but we knew we had to do something special when one of the 69s comes back up.
Can't disappoint people on that.
No. It's like when we do the limited edition numbered shorts with the certificate. Everyone's always excited about like getting number 1, number 100, but right next to number 1 is probably getting number 69.
Yeah, and unfortunately we haven't done a run of like 500, so there's no 420s yet either.
Right. Yet.
Someday.
Yes. We probably could have done that with the Breaking Parallel.
I think we honestly could have.
Speaking of our sponsors, Tommy, would you like to hear about our sponsors?
I would love to.
We weren't really speaking about that, but you guys, nobody needs to know that. Today's show is brought to you by The Strength Co. The Strength Co. makes premium, made in America barbell equipment, including their machined and E-coated plates. These plates are functional, easy to handle, accurate, and made to last a lifetime. The Strength Co. plates have become the go-to choice for all members at Massenomics Gym. Check out their plates and all the other made in America equipment online at thestrengthco.com. That's thestrengthco.com. They really have become the go-to choice. I'm really never down there and don't see somebody using those. People are like, always, let me grab those ones.
They're always on a bar.
They are always on a bar. This episode is also brought to you by SPUD Inc. The goal of Spudding Straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is on the line. For all your strap needs, anything that comes in a strap, check them out online at spud-inc-straps.com. And this episode is brought to you by Fusion Sport Performance Supplements. Do you know what's in your supplements? If you use Fusion Sports Performance, you always will. Fusion SP prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with top quality products. I just used some of their protein today, some of the chocolate protein.
Of some sort.
Chocolate of some sort. Used some of that today.
And it's delightful.
It was delightful, and I feel stronger because of it.
That's how supplements work.
Yes, we do have a discount code with them that you can use, a pretty lucrative one. It's MASS, M-A-S-S in all caps. It'll save you a massive 20% on your order. And this episode is brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Did you see somebody made the Texas Power Bars timeline?
My dream came true.
Yes, a very good timeline too, and pretty accurate, I think.
Historically accurate.
Yeah. And in case you haven't seen it, in 1980, buddy kept set on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he'd ever seen and trained with. And the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best Sterling, and it was maintenance free. I liked how from 1980 on, it was strong as a house with the best Sterling and always maintenance,
Yeah, because those things go forever.
Hundreds of state, national, international world records. To learn more, visit them at texaspowerbars.com. That's our rundown on the sponsors. So as we mentioned, we did an Instagram Q&A this week. We haven't done one of those in quite a while. I haven't pre-vetted the questions.
Yeah. So they're going to be vetted live on air.
Yeah,
actually, we'll do a quick mental vet and then decide if it makes the cut.
Yes, it'll be it's going to be a very quick decision though of whether it makes the cut.
Fortunately, most of the questions are only like a few words long.
True.
So.
We do also have a can segment and a sack segment to this week. So the decision would be when do we work those in? Do we need to do the can right away?
I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty thirsty. So maybe we need to do the can right away.
So can segment. No need for a blindfold. This is a fan submission.
Self-blindfolded.
This is from another one of our Canadian supporters. This is from Big Tyler.
The number of cans that have crossed the border for us.
It's like, step it up, Americans. Like, we get so many Canadian ones. So this, they did come pre-wrapped.
Oh.
So
With actual-
you can
with
use
actual
your
tape?
koozie though, I guess.
Oh yeah, for
at least-
maximal comfort.
Yeah, and just aesthetically, it looks better.
I'm just assuming this thing is just loaded with caffeine, and we're in for quite
I
the treat,
hope
right?
that's not the case, but someone probably is going to do that at some point in time, aren't
The
they?
tape does make it much
Yeah.
harder to get the koozie on.
It does. The old athletic tape.
This is a tall boy though, Tanner.
Are we going to be able to finish it then?
That's the real question.
This guy must have had like a high ankle sprain with all this athletic tape on here.
Well, actually, don't want to get the koozie on too far. Do you know what this is or not?
I don't know what this
so
is.
we'll just have to pull it right off.
Oh, yeah. You're always thinking, aren't you, Tom?
Always one step ahead. Okay, well, shall we?
Okay, let's do it.
All we can tell is that there's some kind of peach
Yeah.
type color poking through the top. God, I'm almost getting the alcohol
Yeah,
smell
that's what I
right away.
wondered.
I'm pretty
Well,
sure
it's
this
beer.
is a beer. It has
Yeah.
to be a beer.
Yeah, it's a beer. I wasn't expecting a beer.
Mm-mm.
Tastes pretty good, though. Let me tell you.
It's got to be
It's a
some type of
brewski. It's a
pretty mellow
yeah.
lager of some kind, right?
This is a brewski right up my alley, to tell you the truth.
Okay, should we take a deeper dive here? This
Yeah,
actually,
maybe I'll just let you try
this
to do
actually
that.
might take some time
Yeah.
to do. Assuming
It's definitely just a good.
here, I have
cold,
to drink this
crispy
down just so that I
brewski.
don't
Yeah.
spill it on myself.
I'm curious what kind it is, though, because this labeling certainly doesn't look familiar to me.
Oh boy, this tape. This could be tricky, Tanner. If I don't pour this all over myself, it'll be quite the accomplishment. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. The tape does get thinner, so I can see through it, though.
Okay. That might be as good as we get.
It might be. All right. We're making progress. We might have to keep moving here.
Okay.
Before we can.
That's all right. Maybe
But this does seem like a very tried and true classic formula here for a brewski, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It really is up, at least up my personal alley.
I mean, I can say right now I can give it 3.5 stars.
Yeah. Yeah, I would give it 3.5
3.5
stars.
JD Powers.
Yeah, without. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Don't want to mess that up. Confuse people.
I'd be in the same boat there. I'm going to pull up some more of our questions, or some of our questions.
And also,
as you
Tanner,
continue to do that.
as of release time here, we've released our tank tops
Oh.
already.
Good call.
I'm assuming they were a massive success at this point.
Hopefully, there's not.
I guess the secret's out of the bag. The Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat made a return
That's
for
true.
summertime
And if that would be the one, if there's any of those left,
that are going to sell out instantly.
yeah,
That's
you
probably
better
the
buy
one.
it now, because that is a limited. We're only doing that one release of that collaboration, but it's our same pizza and beer design. Only
if
on the
it's
tank.
anything like if it's anything like how people feel about it in tank or in T form,
the tank will go
top
good
will go
too.
very fast.
Yes,
So
right.
it was fun. We could bring that back for them, and I don't know if we want to spoil anything, but you might be seeing the other side of that one too. From
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, I think it's probably okay to say that.
I think so.
Yeah, so be on the lookout from Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat, and see what they got cooking as far as tank tops go. Didn't quite make it all the way still?
Now we're stuck to I'm still working on this tape here. We're stuck to the can. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
The label is being revealed.
Is it Rebellion Brewing Co.?
It is Rebellion Brewing Co. Never
I
heard
thought
of
it
it.
was Rebellion.
you were picking up those Rebellion notes in there?
You know, it reminds me of a lot that I've seen from Rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's beer. It for sure is.
Oh, there's alcohol in this, Tanner. What? 500 milligrams of caffeine?
Who is going to drive me home tonight?
Well, good thing you rode your bike here, right?
Right, of course.
It was kind of raining. You know, Tanner, I don't know if you saw this.
The high for tomorrow is 47 degrees. Is that what you're going
Well,
to say?
I had seen a screenshot from a newscast that said there's a chance of snow tomorrow.
The high temperature for tomorrow is 47 degrees. And this is May 27th tomorrow.
Yeah. That's almost June. It's getting damn close to the middle of the year, which is summertime by most people's standards.
Oh, what is it? Is there a farmer?
Fun little
there?
art on here. All right. One or two more revolutions and all the tape's finally off. We're almost there.
The can art would be the funnest part about making a beer, wouldn't it?
Oh, for sure. Not the beer part. No one cares about the beer part, right?
It's like, what can you make the can
It's
art
everything
look
that
like?
surrounds it. Okay. God damn. I had to really work for this thing. Okay. So we have Lentil Beer, Rebellion Brewing Co. 4.2% alcohol. They got a fun little fun little tractor with a heart and a field in the background. Regina, how did they say it? Regina, Saskatchewan? Isn't that what they were saying?
I suppose.
I was saying Regina all the time, but I could have sworn.
Regina sounds a lot
I could have sworn
funnier.
when we talked to Jessica that she said Regina.
You know what's funny about Regina?
What? It's probably easier to say what's not funny about Regina. Be a good wingman. Don't let friends drive impaired. Doesn't give me much of the story behind it. Light, smooth, delicious, innovative.
The flavor gives you all the story you need, Tommy.
Made with king red lentils. What's a lentil? Like a
It's like a
It's like a bean.
yeah, I think it's a dry bean. I think it's like
So this is made with beans, Tanner?
I guess so. I don't know. Like I think they'd be in the same
Beans?
family as chickpeas and
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
But does anyone really know what a chickpea is?
Yeah, no, I
either,
don't
though?
really. Yeah, I just said it like another little thing that I don't know what it is.
Just said it confidently,
Yeah,
hoping I
right.
wouldn't call you out on that part of it.
Yes, exactly. Okay, are you ready for our first question? Then let's do a few questions.
Let's do it.
This is from K001_guy. Big fan of Massenomics. He says, "Why South Dakota?"
That's, not just South Dakota, Western Northeast South Dakota.
That's
I
true.
feel like we should be exact here.
That's
because
true.
South Dakota.
We didn't just pick any spot on the South
Dakota
map.
does cover a lot of area.
That's true.
When I think of, as far as states go, there's probably not a ton of states that have as diverse geography as South Dakota. Is there? California undoubtedly does,
True.
without a doubt. Colorado, I feel like people just assume mountains in Colorado, so I don't
Right.
know if I necessarily count that. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
South Dakota is an interesting one.
as far as the extremes that it goes,
right,
Like,
although there's still
other
a
states that
huge
have
area
really
of-
crazy stuff, but that's kind
Yeah.
of like what the state is, you know?
right.
Where I guess we go from straight up farmland to like, well, I don't know,
the Badlands
to
and
the
stuff.
true, to the Badlands, to then like Black Hills.
But if you just cut off the bottom left corner of the state,
That takes
it
care of a
would
lot
be
of that
it
problem.
would
Yeah.
also not be all that
Yeah,
interesting.
no, there is. Okay, I'll take that back. There's definitely states that have more just as diverse geography, but
Why South Dakota?
I don't know.
Well, we're both
We're
born
both
and
here.
raised
That's
here.
I mean, that's honestly your answer
South
right there.
Dakota, yeah.
What's the study? It's like 90% of Americans don't
move within
don't move more than 100 miles from where they were born.
Right.
I'm at
Are you
100 miles
I
on the
was gonna
dot.
say,
Tanner.
that's
It's
the
like
details.
it might even be 101 miles, but I'm right on the dot.
And where did you say from where you're born? Because where were you born?
Technically, I was born in Minnesota.
Okay.
Being a true,
But that's not what
being
what I
a
really-
true
yeah.
northeastern South Dakota person, Tanner, the border was right there for me.
Right,
So I was
right.
technically born in Minnesota.
Okay.
But
Yeah. But if you're born in Minnesota, are you really a true Northeast
no,
South Dakota?
I think. Okay, we're going right there. No, I think.
But that's why. I mean,
Yeah,
and I went
it's-
to school here.
You went to
I
school here.
guess,
I got my first
that's
job
right,
in
yeah.
this town, and that's why I moved to this town.
Yeah.
I got a job here, and then you stick around. And I'm of the mentality. A lot of people aren't, but I'm the mentality that any place can be fun and worthwhile living if you put in the effort. Like tons of people will complain about everything that.
When you were getting your first job, were you like, I need a job in Aberdeen, or were you looking at different places?
I
and
was.
this is the
I
one
was
that
looking
came
for. I was looking for anywhere that had a job that was willing to pay me some money
To do
and
what
not,
you wanted
to
to
not
do.
be an intern. I didn't want
Yeah.
to be an intern for 6
So
months.
that's really why this.
Yeah,
area
and this
for
place
you.
gave me an opportunity. The only reason I knew about it is because I had some family that lived in town that said, "Hey, we saw this job opening. You
Yep.
should apply to this." Otherwise, it
Yeah.
wouldn't have popped on my radar.
Right.
I wasn't like actively looking in this area, but I was willing to move somewhere for a job. And
So that's the why.
That was
and
the reason
Mine.
that-
I went to college here. I originally went to college in Southeast South Dakota. Then I came here for majority of my undergrad and graduated from here. And by that time, I had joined the Army National Guard here. And then I just got a job here after that, and
started planting roots there, didn't you,
that's
Tanner?
planted a lot of roots. And it's not that far from like my family and all
Right,
that stuff.
yeah.
So, and same for you, it's not that
Yeah.
far.
So I guess that's why South Dakota.
That's why. And it just makes for hilarious comments on the Massenomics podcast.
Billboards are super
This would
affordable.
be near, like, we couldn't have this shtick if we were from California.
or Texas.
Be like, yeah, those places are cool. Everyone, like,
Recorded where everyone else records their podcast.
That's exactly right. Next one is I'm not going to necessarily try to read all these names. If I can't read the screenshot name, I'm just not even going to say it.
Yeah.
What's Tanner's goal total for June?
Ooh.
I actually looked the other day. My PR total is 1615.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal total would be more than that.
1616.
I would not be unhappy with 1616.
Or 1669.
Ooh. I was thinking just doing a little back of the napkin math. 1650 would be reasonably doable. If I don't get that, I wouldn't be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully, if I didn't beat 1615, I'm not going to be all that.
You would
upset.
quit going to the gym. That's
but
it.
like, I would like to beat that. You know, that would be, and that was like 4 or 5 years ago. I think we talked about that. So,
to go into any meet and set a PR of any kind, let alone a total, is pretty exciting.
So that's what I want to do. I'll say above 1615, maybe 1650. That's what my goal is.
That'd be a good total.
Yeah. Will Josh regain the gym deadlift throne? So that would be Big Josh.
Who currently has it?
Well, I suppose Big Matt.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what's the heaviest one he's done at. That's the other discrepancy.
Are we counting
right.
just gym deadlift?
He deadlifted 771 in competition.
Matt
Big
did?
Matt,
Yeah.
My short answer to that, I guess, would probably be no. Because I don't know if Big Josh is going to beat 771.
Yeah.
Also, because that's just getting
If
to be
he does, I would love to see it.
Yeah, no, I'll be stoked for that.
I'll be rooting for anyone
But
that's
we're
going to
getting
break
very close to 800-pound deadlifts at that point in time.
Which isn't something you see every day unless you go on Instagram.
But he has done 715 or something like that. So it's not like we're talking about someone with a 500-pound deadlift doing
not like we're
800.
talking about me trying to get there.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, set your mind to it. I'm sure it's possible.
Conceive,
I'm all
believe,
for it.
achieve.
I love seeing anyone at our gym breaking
Any PR
all
of
kinds
any
of people.
kind.
I mean that.
I know,
love
it's
that.
fun.
That's fun.
It is.
Like Big Ryan, a OG member when we had like 12 people of the gym. He's had hip surgery.
Uh-huh.
And since then, he just hit his first squat PR. It was a 5-pound PR, and it was almost 5 years since he hit that, and it was really fun.
Plus, he had to go overseas. In the National Guard for like a year. Like it's been a long 5 years when you look at it from that point of view.
And post hip surgery, he hit a squat PR, so that was very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
absolutely.
Do many people in the UK have lift shorts? I want to be only one of a few if I can afford them. If I can afford them, that's the huge caveat there, of course.
Well, they have like national health care over there, so does that cover lift shorts too? Is that how?
Oh, like that's a part
Is that
of it.
does that come with it? I don't know.
Right. We send a lot of stuff.
We send a lot of stuff to the UK.
We've sent
lift shorts.
We send a
definitely
decent
sent
number
some,
of them. Yeah, you wouldn't be in like. You're not like one of 10 or something like that. There's a decent number of them running around over there.
But it would still be pretty cool to run across someone that has a pair there.
Oh, very cool. Probably still pretty rare.
Yeah. I'd say in the scheme of things, it is. It
is weird though, thinking about like geographically there, how much like when you lump the United States as one thing, how huge that is in comparison to then you say like the UK.
And that's an entire country. And it's like this. It's part of an island, or
right.
However they work over there with Ireland.
Yeah, that's
and all
really
that
weird.
Stuff. And their monarchy.
That's something I'll choose to never understand. I won't allow myself to
there's been a few times where I've kind of made a little bit of a run at it, and then I'm like, it gets to the part about a king and a queen and Ireland, and I'm like, all right, I don't follow already. This doesn't. It's one of those things where it's like it feels like it's a feud that goes back centuries, and then my brain checks out. So.
Yeah. Okay, so that one's sufficiently answered. Another Massenomics food challenge like the one with Qdoba. Give the people what they want. Now that is throwing it back. Who is that? Lance? The last one was from Joe in the UK. This is from Lance. That is really throwing it back. That's got to be at least 5 years old.
That's got to be one of the first few Massenomics videos ever made, right?
Yeah, and you shot the video.
I did shoot
the
video.
Yeah.
In Qdoba. Did you eat 3? For people that aren't familiar with it, Qdoba is
go YouTube it, I guess.
The more Midwest version of Chipotle,
right? And just search Massenomics Qdoba,
or you can just go sort by oldest to newest, and it's one of the probably first 10 videos.
Mass versus food is actually the
Guy Fieri came for it. It was really big.
Yeah, mass versus food. Didn't really grow legs at that point in time, I guess. But
it did.
maybe it's
it was
just
still
making
kind of a
it
fun video to do, though.
Yeah, I think it was. There's something to that. Like that's always an interesting thing, but just really funny that someone even is bringing that up.
Wow.
That is a old piece of Massenomics history.
Yeah, I kind of almost forgot about that even a little
Mass
bit.
versus food. And I don't think I finished 3 of the burritos actually.
You were pretty close though, I believe.
Yeah.
The first, I think the issue was the first one was double wrapped.
They got me with that.
Which is a lot more.
And then if you watch the video, you'll catch this. But if I remember it right, there was an issue where some places they mix the ingredients, keto, but they don't mix the ingredients, and there's just an enormous wad of guacamole. And I'm like, oh,
those when you're getting full, anything like that can be really off-putting in a hurry.
yeah. Okay, which Mount Rushmore president's head would you replace with KK's head? So constant. What is KK's?
Konstantin Konstantinov.
Yeah,
I don't know how you
yeah.
actually say his last name.
The tricky part with that is he's Russian. So that's
kind
the
of
catch.
goes against our this national monument. But if we had to pick one,
he's not the George Washington of he's not the George Washington of powerlifting.
Yeah, I feel like George Washington probably needs to stay on the monument, right?
Right, and yeah,
And Abraham Lincoln seems pretty significant, so I feel like it'd be hard getting rid of him.
Well, and Thomas Jefferson is there for the Jefferson deadlift.
He does have
But also Theodore Roosevelt is kind of the most badass out of the group. So maybe that's why it's Theodore Roosevelt though, because he's kind of a
maybe that's. I think I would have to go him. Yeah. Jefferson clearly stays for the deadlift. So now we have 2 deadlifting people on the monument, right?
That's a good idea.
I like to think from the backside. Yeah, you can see one guy Jefferson deadlifting and the other guy just doing a nice conventional deadlift.
I would be surprised. Abraham Lincoln was kind of a tall, long-limbed guy. Like I bet he had a decent deadlift.
Probably, but also he was in the 1800s, and I feel like by 1800 standards, tall people were 5'5", right? Everyone just got taller now, right?
Yeah, like he towered over people. He was 5'7", and he weighed 130.
An absolute
he was a giant,
a mountain of a man.
He weighed 145 pounds. That is true, isn't it?
It sounds like the old descriptions of people.
Back 150 years, people would be in shock.
Everyone was just malnourished and falling apart.
From Big Tyler.
Oh,
courtesy
Mr.
of the
Mr.
Lentil Beer
himself.
Going on a road.
Does he say, "How do you like my can"?
No, he didn't. But good job on the can. Also, going on a road trip, which would you rather have, cloth or leather seats? On a road trip.
See, all right, this is a bit of a debate because leather seats always look better than cloth seats.
And they're more expensive, right?
And they're more expensive, but they always look better.
Yeah.
But
I've had some of both over the years for sure.
My wife's dad recently got a brand new pickup, and he goes through pickups fairly regularly.
Yep.
And for the first time in years and years, he's like, no, I wanted the cloth. They were more comfortable. So he got a pickup with cloth seats, and I got to say, they're pretty damn comfortable. And the thing around here is that when it gets freezing cold, leather seats get really cold. We have seat heaters.
Right.
Is it seat heater or heat seater, Tanner?
Say it again.
Seat heater or heat seater?
Seat heater. Yeah, heat seater.
So we have seat heaters. Yeah. We have seat heaters, but they do take a little bit of time to get going.
Right.
So I think I'd still have to pick leather, but cloth.
I think don't sleep on cloth is the point there.
I think it is the point.
Yeah.
It's usually if you're getting a vehicle with cloth seats, you're getting a trim level that's at the bottom of the barrel.
That's true. That's true.
So you're not getting any other other features.
Yeah. If you just look at the seat material in a vacuum though, if it's not really an option.
I think cloth could be well done.
Yeah. Also it is very in his pickup, for example, whatever it is, Ford and Chevrolet aren't making shitty cloth seats. Yeah,
it's a brand new 2021 F-150.
Right,
it's a comfortable seat. I have never been in a vehicle that has, a lot of the newer luxury vehicles have cooled seats and heated seats, and a lot of the really nice ones have seats that have 9 or 10 different massage spots in them. I've never been in a seat like that. They don't put those in cloth seats though, so I'm curious.
That's true too.
I'm curious what that would be like.
Our Explorer, I think, has cooled seats
does
too.
It?
But I don't. It does. We've used, and that is nice when
I haven't got to experience
when you're hot and
that'd be
a good
really
feeling.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I think leather for now, but yeah, you're right. Can't sleep on the cloth.
You're right. When's the flag of Air Oldham poolside dunking going to be available? That could be a pretty limited release, but that would be funny.
The
Did
flag.
one of the other companies run with something on that
Well,
or not?
was
Because
it-
we made a version of it, but I wondered if somebody else made something then.
Who
Or
was it? I don't think it was Obsidian. Was it?
because we did make one with the lift, and it said
Yeah.
lift underneath of it.
Yeah, someone else had a post that did something similar to that, but
Would be pretty funny, and we can do relatively
smaller
small
runs of
order
flags.
flags. Like we'd probably get quite a few Alabama people at least ordering it. Maybe we'll talk to. We could see if we could work out a licensing deal with John on that.
Air Jonathan.
And that was from Waffle Iron Jim. Okay, so that reminds me, I did have like 2 other notes. One of them from him. So I'm glad I just happened to notice that right there. He wanted to give. He's a friend of the podcast.
Waffle Iron Jim. We're talking
Yes,
about.
Waffle
Yep.
Iron Jim on Instagram. Big Steve. He wanted to give a shout out. He's throwing a Strongman barbecue July 3rd in northern central Connecticut. CT.
Yep.
Connecticut.
That's definitely not Kentucky. I can tell you that, Tanner.
Is this with a C or a K? So it's July 3rd, a Strongman barbecue in northern central Connecticut, and you can DM him at Waffle Iron Jim for details if you want to.
Yeah, that sounds
and
like
he
a
was
good
curious
time.
to see if he could get any interest
So
in the
yeah,
Massenomics podcast.
so DM at Waffle Iron Jim and tell him Massenomics sent you.
Yep. Use our discount code MASS to save you at the barbecue.
It sounds like he's making food. How can you turn that down?
Yes, and then there was one other type of these things I was going to give a shout out. This is to Big Bob in Houston, Texas. He's got his wife said his birthday's coming up on June 2nd. So we just wanted to wish him a happy birthday from everyone
Bob,
here at Massenomics.
Keep on trucking, man.
Yep, he's a loyal supporter, so happy birthday, Big Bob. This is the week that, as this comes out, you're probably listening to it. It's your birthday week. Make it a good one.
It
Have
is
some big
now
lifts.
the best birthday week of
Yep.
all time.
That just made it. Okay.
We could even do like a.
Oh, yeah.
He
Big
gets one
Bob
cool
a
beans for his birthday.
Just one, though.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Daybib Green. Can't I just lie about my total? You can.
Well, you can.
Open powerlifting, though, is just
Yeah, I was
made
gonna
that a
say,
lot
but it's
easier
really
for-
easy
Yeah.
to call you out now.
Right.
So I would say 5 years ago, pretty damn easy to lie about
Yeah.
it. Not so much anymore.
He also asked, does eating my tearing calluses count towards my macros? Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not
Can't
much of
imagine there's
a.
much
Are
calorie
you like
content.
a nail biter or anything,
No,
Tanner?
I actually don't know how people do that.
I don't either.
like
I,
that's I can't.
it feels like I'm gonna break my teeth.
Yeah, I
doing
know,
it.
that's
like
like-
there's gonna be damage there.
I've never been able to do that.
Like in an extreme case, like if I have something like chipped off my nail and I had to bite it off, I could probably do it.
I'm
But
more likely. What's this called? Like when
your
this peels
cuticle
back?
kind of
yeah,
area?
like sometimes I bit that off before just because
Yeah.
it's like catching on stuff. And
Yeah.
I just want it gone away. Maybe my cuticle, but not my nails. No.
no, me either.
What is your go-to hype song for a new PR?
Ooh, for me, for a long time, and honestly, if I had to go for it now too, I would still probably say, because I usually save the hype songs. You know, you save the hype songs, right? That's the point of them.
Right.
Probably the longest running one I've ever had is Purple Lamborghini by Skrillex. I think it was honestly from,
I like Skrillex.
I think it was from from some superhero
Yeah, it's weird where you
soundtrack.
catch some of
Yeah.
those things and you're like,
Okay.
oh yeah, that one.
It's from Suicide Squad, but it's Purple Lamborghini by Skrillex and Rick Ross. That's one of the best of all time, in my opinion. I was also a huge fan of, and all these songs are on the Massenomics Gym Essentials playlist
Okay.
on Spotify if people need to hop on there. I was also for a long time a really big fan of Hustle Bones by Death Grips. Goes pretty hard, like all of Death Grips does, but that one spoke to me a little more than most. Otherwise, I don't know, kind of bounces around for me, I guess.
Here's what I would say. Don't set PRs very often, so don't have to worry about it a whole lot.
Don't need to cue that theme song up a
Also,
lot.
I've like the music is less of a
Factor more
for
and more.
me now, more and more. Where almost sometimes I'm like, it would be creepy, but I could do it like completely silent and like
silence in the room.
Well, like and like sometimes I still want that, but sometimes I'm like. It's a balance for me of like, I try to do too much of that stuff, and then I'm just thinking about that stuff.
Yeah.
And
I can say for sure as I've gotten older, the music is like less and less. Like it
Right.
used to be like, oh, just warming up. Like, yeah, I'm getting pumped up like with all this music. And like now, I don't know, maybe it's after like 10 years of just listening to song, like it kind of just doesn't really mean as much anymore.
Right.
It still is fun. Like when you're really feeling it.
That's true.
And the tunes are going and you're having a good time. Like that still is a lot of fun.
It is.
It's just, that seems to happen less and less.
A couple songs I would pick for my favorite pump up ones. One would be House of the Rising Sun I
remember you saying that.
The Animals version, and that song is a folk song. Nobody owns that song.
Really?
Is folk.
Really? It's like in the public domain,
right?
Basically?
It's public domain, I believe. If someone could fact check me on that, but I believe that's good. But these are all probably unconventional pump up songs, but that's for my ultimate pump up songs. All of mine are a little
left of center.
Yeah, probably. Or just like they're all known songs. And then I would say Kashmir by Led Zeppelin.
Yep.
And that's
Classic.
another one that I don't know if it's like a complete traditional pump up song, but for me, like that's kind of right the pace that I like for like it's got a really good build to it that I like. And then my third one, people wouldn't know this one. It's called If I Had a Heart by Fever Ray. And I think where I originally picked up on it, it is featured was in the TV show Vikings.
Okay.
And I don't know if it was like an opening credit song or what it was, but I don't even know that it's in English. I'm not 100. I can't actually even remember.
The words don't really matter.
No, but it's really just got a good build up that I like. One other one, I like Glory and Gore by Lord.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I do remember you playing that one. It's been a long time since I've heard that one. I haven't
played that. That's not necessarily right in there, but that was just another weird one that I kind of. And then besides that, right now I've just been liking Dr. Dre. So that's my list.
Can't forget about Dre, right?
No, some people tried to. But what, you think he sold them all? Do y'all have any recs in stonks? So I assume, do we have any stock recommendations?
Stock.
I think it's the question here, and that's from MG3.
Not really, no. I mean, I guess the sound financial advice would be index funds,
right?
That's
what my particular risk profile is. Everything I invest for, I am investing for in the long haul. I mean, like 99%.
Whoa, Tanner, you're not doing the quick.
No, my wife.
Way to live.
My wife does have a Robinhood account that she kind of plays with.
She's also a degenerate gambler, right?
Right. And it's almost just more for fun than anything. And also, like, if she makes some money on that, that's cool. Otherwise, no, everything, my 401k, IRA and everything, I invest in index funds and mutual funds. And I plan, I don't really care what they do this year or next year. I kind of care what.
Or the year after that, or the year after that, or really probably even the next 10 years, really.
Exactly.
So statistically, you're going to win in the
it is not exciting and it is not fun, but I also it fits my goals really well, and
it fits what's basically proven to work. So.
True. It's almost, I think it's a fact you can't beat the system overall. It's just like Vegas. Wasn't built on people beating them.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people will call Tesla. There's definitely people that got on Tesla early and are still, but a lot of those people that are riding that wave made a ton of terrible decisions before that one too.
It's just like the people that play video lottery around
exactly.
here. They only tell you when they won $3,000. They don't tell you about the
it's like the guy that I see like once or twice a year, and he's like, dude, last month I won 600 playing video lottery. Yeah. It's like, that's insane. And then he walks away and his friend's like, yeah, and he puts 100 in the machine every weekend all year long.
Yes.
You're like, well, you're down then.
Yes. How much does taking ejaculoid add to your list? From Caleb Matthews. Good question.
Good 10%, right?
At least, yeah. We're still waiting for that ejaculoid sponsorship. They probably have no idea how much coverage they've gotten on this podcast.
They've gotten any media coverage from anyone.
That's
let alone
like talking to Dave Tate about fleshlights. Ejaculoid is almost that thing that they should almost be reaching out to us and be like, hey, what are we sponsoring?
Yeah. Should we do some ads before we keep going with those, Tanner?
Is it time for that?
It is time for the ads already.
Okay, speaking of ads, yeah.
I'm freaking 16 ounces deep in lentil beer at the moment. Actually, we're talking the Canadian system. I'm 473 milliliters deep at the moment, Tanner.
That just sounds better, doesn't it?
Sounds way deeper. Today's show is brought to you by The Strength Co. The Strength Co. operates starting strength affiliate gyms out of Southern California. They have a staff of experienced starting strength coaches that know the best way to develop strength through the barbell movements. Grant, the owner of The Strength Co., is a Marine, and he is passionate about obtaining quality American products and labor for all aspects of his business. The Strength Co. makes premium, made in America, barbell equipment, including their machined and E-coated plates. These plates are functional, easy to handle, accurate, and made to last a lifetime. The Strength Co. plates have become the go-to choice for all members at Massenomics Gym. Check out their plates and all their other made in America equipment online at thestrengthco.com. That's thestrengthco.com. Tanner, I had to burp during that whole ad.
A lentil burp.
And I was holding it in, and now I feel like I have a bubble right in here. Really, really unsettling.
That'll get you.
This episode
Lentils get you every time.
It's the lentil, yeah. This episode is also brought to you by Fusion Sport Performance Supplements. Do you know what's in your supplements? If you use
Lentils.
Fusion Sports Performance, you always will. Fusion Sport Performance prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with top quality products. They offer 2 pre-workout options with Super Soldier pre-workout and Mad Titan High Stim pre-workout. Both have proven ingredients at their full clinical doses to maximize performance, increase muscular endurance, improve focus, and get you that much sought after pump. Both are favorites among strength sport athletes. Healing Factor post-workout combines BCAAs with a full serving of creatine monohydrate and other great ingredients to help maximize your efforts in the gym, build muscle, and recover fast. Fusion's whey protein isolate not only tastes great, it also has 27 grams of protein per scoop, 0 fat, and low or no carb options depending on the flavor. It doesn't contain any soy or gluten, and it won't cause any stomach discomfort. Available in vanilla ice cream, chocolate fudge, and frosted cinnamon roll flavors. Most orders are shipped within 1 business day, and every Fusion Sports Performance product comes fully backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to fusionsp.net and use code MASS, that's M-A-S-S, to save a massive 20% on your order. Today's show is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Tanner, I want you to just stop and think. I'm going to paint a little timeline in your head here. Buddy Caps first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid-70s. At the time, he was working for Image Barbell, building gym equipment. Around 1976, boom, we have the second dot on the line. Actually, this is technically the third because we've already gone through the 60s and the 70s. We're to 76. We're at the third dot. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them, calling it the Image Bar. Tanner, dot number 4 is coming right now. 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. The 5th dot is now here. We're in 1979. Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. 6th dot, here we go. 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he'd ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. Next dot goes to infinity, Tanner.
And beyond.
It was strong as a house with the best knurling and was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, world, and Massenomics powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their legendary bars, visit TexasPowerBars.com. That is the Texas Power Bars timeline, Tanner. And last but not least in this lineup, this episode is also brought to you by SPUD Inc., and the SPUD Inc. dip belt.
Ooh,
every lifter has used dozens of worn-out dip belts that dig into the hips and look like they're about to snap any second. Not if you go to Massenomics Gym, though, that's for sure. Welcome to the last dip belt you'll ever need. The SPUD Inc. dip belt is built from comfortable but extremely durable webbing that won't break down no matter how much weight you add. The SPUD Inc. dip belt comes with 2 feet of chain and 2 spring clips for adding weight to a max capacity of 500 pounds. No way you're dipping that thing.
No.
You can check out the SPUD Inc. dip belt online at spud-inc-straps.com. Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you, sponsors. Tommy, are you ready for a sack segment?
Oh.
Do you know what's in the sack today or not?
I don't think I do.
Okay, you don't.
Unless you dropped some hints a while ago.
No, I don't know if you know, but I do this popped up from Rad Dad. And this is like sharing someone's comment, and they said, my 4-year-old, this is like someone's tweet. My 4-year-old just said, Daddy, why do people make up things that their children have said for social media? Isn't it just inherently dishonest and indicative of an inability to construct a compelling narrative themselves? That's my kind of humor right
You know,
there.
my kid doesn't even talk, and he's basically said that same thing to me. So
Okay, so our sack segment. This is a cool one, Tommy.
I'm excited.
What sack segments have just been off the chain, and I'm not exaggerating that. They've just been insane here. Okay, I hope you like my. I'm reading you the note here first, and everyone. I hope you like.
Do you need to know who this is from first, or does that? Not matter?
We get to that here.
Okay.
I'll build suspense to
Okay.
that. I hope you like my own little appreciation to you and your content. I'm a full-time firefighter, so that means I have a lot of time off. So I started making lifting belts as a hobby, and I'm slowly building up. Like I said, you can mention me or not. Well, lucky for you, we chose to mention you. That's up to you. But if you happen to, I can be found at Third Coast Leatherworks on Instagram. His
Is
name
that third with a 3 or
THIRD, all spelled out. At
Third Coast?
Leatherworks on Instagram.
Okay.
His name is Roger Cueva. So he's making belts. He made us a Massenomics belt.
Whoa. Let's see this thing.
Thing's pretty sick.
Oh, what?
Take a little gander there, Tommy. I've already looked at it. I've cheated because I had to see what we got here.
Wow, this is it's impressive for just like a hobby of sorts.
Right,
is
right.
what he's got going on.
Right.
Very cool.
So
So we have the
It's a single prong belt in gray with blue stitching.
yep.
And,
And Massenomics stamped into it.
the lift with Massenomics underneath of it, and then on the tongue,
We also
it's
have
got
the
the tapered
Massenomics
tongue,
M,
and it's
yeah.
got the Massenomics M stamped into it, and then
Wow.
painted. I think.
So I'm curious, like, is he purely like is this purely a hobby, or does he have like an actual shop where he's doing this stuff?
I'm not sure. Might have to look a little closer at on his Instagram and see what he's got cooking. But if you want, I assume he'd probably be willing to try pretty much anything. So
Probably,
you could
yeah.
hit him up if you got any ideas. I would imagine he'd be happy to see if he could do something for you. Like
That's
Roger.
That's always really awesome when people send us
Yeah.
like personally made stuff.
Yeah. So my opinion is this will, or what I this is fairly big. I can go to this one.
Oh,
This
so
is
the
a
last one?
Yeah, this is pretty,
okay, so
pretty
it will
large
not
belt.
fit me for sure. Though.
No, I don't think so. But what I do with all the kind of gym belts, we have a collection of
we
gym
have a
belts.
gym wall
So
where
this
they-
will just hang on the gym,
Yep,
and people
someone
can
will
use it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
What I noticed, the custom part looks really cool. Yeah, it's a cool belt. My one bit of advice would be is I don't think this needs the what do you call this?
The loop for the
The
belt.
loop that after you've gone through the prong that goes through. Probably doesn't need to be this big.
Yeah.
It could have
there's
less
there's a little
there.
slack there for sure.
I mean, it doesn't affect the functionality of the belt whatsoever.
Yep. That could
but,
come in.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if he's just doing this as a hobby, as far as
Yeah,
a
the
hobby
edges
goes,
of it
that's-
look clean, and
yeah. Sweet. Damn, that's cool, Tanner.
yeah, good stuff. So did we showcase this? I assume.
I think so.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
see
We're
it
showing it on the video here
Yeah.
for everyone.
Okay, so check
Sweet.
him out. That's Big Roger, and he is at Third Coast Leatherworks, all spelled out on Instagram.
Sweet.
Okay, so back to questions. Are you back in the question?
How far are we through the questions, Tanner?
Oh, let's take a look at that. That's the question. That's the question, right?
That is the question.
I have to find my spot again. We've probably been getting more as this has been going. We got a lot of questions to
Okay.
go.
All right. So we're
So
not
we
getting
better-
towards the end.
No.
We don't have to just drag this thing out, you're saying?
No.
But we could, though.
True.
And we probably will.
We probably will. Can you provide a brief but comprehensive forecast for the Northern Great Plains? We kind of already did that, didn't we?
did.
We kind of always do that.
Chance of snow tomorrow. High of whatever we said, high 40s. Next several days look kind of shitty.
That was from the president of North Dakota, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So not much to look forward to weather-wise here.
Next person just said he 69.
Nice.
What do you think of the use of he versus he ha?
I feel like
I
feel like someone's being kind of cheeky when they do.
Have you ever used he? I don't think I've ever typed he before.
Well, my brother Ryan likes to do it a lot.
Yeah,
After
he
he
does
says
do
something
that, yeah.
dumb, he likes to do the he.
Yeah, he does do that.
So I've probably only done it in conversation back to him.
Okay. What does this ask? This is from Corn-Fed Highlander. Competing in any Highland Games this year?
I don't plan on it at the moment, but I would actually like to do Highland Games again because
Highland
they
Games
are
is fun.
fun. They
Yeah.
are fun.
I don't know when that one will be around here, if it's in September or something. I might do it this year. I haven't done it for, they didn't have it last year. The year
Yeah.
before that, I had, I think maybe gotten injured shortly before. So I would consider doing that one again this year. Probably not going to be something I'm going to travel for, but if we have the local Northeast South Dakota one.
And we're not making that up. It is the
Right.
Northeast South Dakota Highland Games.
Yeah, right. What's your favorite Slim Jim flavor? Hashtag crossover, hashtag 69.
Yeah, Long Boy Gang.
Yeah.
God, I will
I'm
say
an original guy.
I was going to say I haven't branched out very far into the expanding Slim Jim flavor.
I don't
but,
like teriyaki.
I don't mind teriyaki, but if I had to pick, I'd probably just go original.
I don't know if they make like a pepperoni stick, but sometimes I like those too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Slim Jim has a pepperoni stick.
Any updates on Arnold 2021?
Actually, yeah.
Yes, there is.
They did send us.
I saw
Did
you
you
put. I had actually just looked it up that same day that you added.
Okay,
that
yeah,
to the
they
notes,
did send out the email basically saying how excited they were for. I had to read the email quite a ways
like,
because
wait a second, what's going on?
It didn't
here?
say, but they sent out an email to I think everyone on the vendor list.
Yeah,
saying, "Hey, we're so excited to have competitors back in September 2021."
Yes.
So they're having all these vendors back. Or sorry, not vendors. All these competitors back for bodybuilding. And I think. Was there strongman on there? Or was it just bodybuilding?
I don't know. I don't know that I noticed the pro strongman.
They did talk. Now that I think about it, they talked a lot about bodybuilding and not much about anything else. So, and then they said, and we can't wait to have the full expo in March of 2022.
Right. So that's when we'll be back at the Arnold.
That is when we'll be back.
I assume our booth is still paid for that. Like they have.
God, I hope so.
Right. Hopefully, with like 2 years of interest.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's our update on the Arnold.
Yeah.
Still really excited to go.
Yeah.
It's one of our only chances to see people from Western Northeast South Dakota.
I think overall, as far as I'm concerned, that's good. I'd rather they just probably wait for March of 2020 at this
squeeze
point.
one in September now.
And then try to do it in March.
October, November, December, January.
Let's just have a great one in March again.
Rather than, hey, see you again in 5-6 months.
Right.
Like,
let's just have a banger in March of 2022.
I agree.
And we'll be there. When will the tank tops finally drop? You're in luck. They dropped. Hopefully you can still get it by the time you're hearing this.
I hope so.
Do you know what's in your supplements? If you use Fusion Sports Performance, you do. That's
chocolate of some sort.
When is Tommy going to compete next?
That's a good question. My training's been going fairly well for the last...
turning savage.
Yeah, I'm slowly working my way from average to savage. Yeah. If I can keep at the pace I'm going... I would possibly look at, well, I was going to say March of 2022, but because that's when usually our state meet is.
Yeah.
But it just depends on when the Arnold
it depends on when they're even having it though too.
Like, because they've moved that around.
Right.
I probably won't do one this year just because it's not fun to do a meet and come in significantly under your best.
Right.
I am weighing.
Got to have something.
Yeah, I am weighing a lot lighter. Actually, you know what? I could. I'm not actually not a ways off from being a bodyweight PR.
Right.
But at the same time, it is fun to be closer to a more competitive weight. So if things keep going the way they are, I could potentially see March of 2022 would be my next meet, possibly.
Yep. What's the status on the Lift Evil shorts? We doing another contest?
So those are
Lift Evil shorts. Those are locked away
in the vault over here. We are
going to do something with our plans.
Yeah, we're going to do something with them.
We're not holding out for the sake of holding out. We just don't know exactly what we're going to do yet. Mm-hmm. But I think we will do a giveaway. I don't know that it'll be a contest necessarily, but I do think it'll be a giveaway, something fun.
Got to make sure we have Frank's blessing on it too.
Yes, right. That son of a bitch. If the Jefferson deadlift is named after Thomas Jefferson, what lift is named after Benjamin Franklin?
Ooh.
The Franklin deadlift.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got one.
I don't think he does either. That's a good question.
He's got one.
Making us think too hard on that
Yeah.
one.
Thomas Jefferson was known to have consulted with Lafayette while Lafayette drafted the Declaration of the Rights of Man and the Citizen. How much of that consultation took place in the form of training Lafayette's Jefferson deadlift? I would assume all of it.
Yeah, you got to
It was
assume
all
all
Jefferson
of it.
deadlift training. Yes.
Every bit of it.
Yes. Favorite thing that's happened to both of you because of Massenomics?
Favorite thing. I don't know.
That's a tough question.
That is really hard.
That's a good question.
That-
and this is from Big Alex at Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat.
That actually is one of the better questions I feel like
that's
we've
a
gotten
good
as far
question.
as I have to think, and it's not pure stupid. And I got to clear my throat, and I can't. I need more lentil beer, Tanner. There's a problem here.
Yeah.
Favorite
Quick,
thing that's
bring in
happened.
the extra lentils.
Yeah. Wow, I don't know. Part of me
We've
thinks
done some cool things.
part of me just wants to say it maybe sounds kind of cheesy, but just the sheer amount of stuff we've created along the way, like regardless of what's happened, I guess if Massenomics shut down tomorrow, I'd be like, damn, those guys
left
made
a footprint.
those guys
like
made a lot of shit in the process between podcasting, apparel, Instagram, other contests and stuff we did. You can't say that we didn't do a lot of things.
Yeah. It's hard to say like one thing though. Like I don't know. And like getting to interview the
and
people
it's been a vehicle for us to like actually approach a lot of people that still feels like we don't have any business talking to.
Right.
That's cool. And it's also cool that like we can make some money doing it now. Like that's pretty cool too. I'm not going to say that that's the only reason we're doing it because like if the money shut way down, I don't think we'd be like, well, not doing Massenomics now. Like, I don't know. To me, it's probably probably the creative process. Not saying I'm like, I got to create something, but it's just a really fun way for us to make stuff, put it out there and see people react to it.
I think everyone, regardless of what you do, has to have, I guess not everyone has to, but I think it's healthy for everyone to have some sort of creative outlet.
Yeah.
So I guess for me, what's the exact question? How does you word that? What's the favorite thing that's happened to you because of it? And for me, it's getting to do something creative that I really like, that we get to do for a long period of time, that we also get to make money at.
Yeah. Because a lot of jobs don't let you don't let you like make shit. It's like literally the point of jobs is to like do exactly what you're told, like to not make things.
Well, my day job is not fun. Massenomics is fun. Yeah. Sometimes Massenomics is work, but it's still a lot of fun. Even when it's work, it's still kind of like, there's still a lot of fun things that go along with it. There's like, we have to make some decisions and stuff like that, but it's like,
and we don't have like annoying employees or bosses or coworkers we got to deal with. Like that is the other really awesome thing is like, we're just called the shots. Like we want to do something. Yeah. We're literally like, oh, we should make this. And I'm like, tomorrow. Okay. I'm making this tomorrow, Tanner, because it's going to be a thing. And like, that's,
and the money part of it, money side of it is part of it because we get to make some money now. It allows us to just do way cooler stuff all the time and like not worry about like, oh, it's going to cost $2,000.
Yeah,
like,
and it is more of just like a metric thing. It's like, all right, this is this invisible number that we can do stuff with now.
So that's my favorite thing is it allows us to do all of that, create all of that stuff. Massenomics Strongman Fest 2022. So we ran 3 Strongman shows, and I don't know, I would venture to say that I'm all but retired from doing that.
It's so much work.
When it comes to Massenomics or even just life in general, there's X amount of time and you can choose to do so many things for it. And if you look at it, you can look at it just Massenomics or life in general. And I don't know, like we did some really cool competitions that were a lot of fun and a lot of people enjoy them. Locally, people still all the time say, when are you going to have those again? Like people that don't lift and don't care about Strongman, just that people that like to go to watch, that just enjoyed going to watch it every year because it was very spectator friendly. Like still constantly, like weekly, I get asked, when are we going to have that again? And the reward to work in comparison to other things we can do.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's kind of bittersweet because when we get done with it, it is you really do feel like, okay, we did something really cool here. This is really fun. People got a lot out of it. People had fun with it. We had fun with it. But then like a week down the road, you're like, damn, that was a ton of work.
Yeah.
To put on a show that everyone was kind of like, fuck, like that beat us up.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I don't know. Could it
picture
return
but
someday?
yeah, you're right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It just seems hard to believe.
It's a lot of work.
It's the same thing. Like, I don't think we have any desire to run a powerlifting meet, do we?
Not really. I think maybe at some point, and I've talked about this, is just doing an unsanctioned gym
meet. Yeah. Which is a totally different.
Right.
But like the thing of going through like paperwork and like, because if we're doing a meet, it's not limited to local people only. So then it's like, all right, you got to handle registrations from people.
Yeah,
and
don't want to
you
do
need
it.
spotters and loaders and
there again, the amount of time that takes to do all that stuff, I could say, yeah, let's do that. Or let's do these other things we're planning for Massenomics. I can use my time to do work on that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just, we can support meets and strongman stuff in other ways rather than actually running them ourselves. And I think the people have that figured out better than us, probably.
Because we already are. Like we've talked about this before too. We already are. We have no shortage of ideas. And the biggest limiting factor right now is purely time.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it is.
Where did you have your druthers come from?
They came from me, from deep inside me. I don't know. I think that's where they come from, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really saying where you have your druthers. I don't know.
Came from my stupid little head.
Yeah. Bonus question: favorite sparkling water yet?
I'm kind of a sucker for anything lime. Someone's, if you went back, we've technically have ranked all of them, Tanner. So there's got to be a time we've ranked something.
Has there ever been a true 5 GD?
I don't think there's been a 5. Yeah. I want to say there's maybe a couple 4.5s in there.
I honestly don't know what my favorite would be. I can't answer that on the spot.
I don't know what my favorite would be either.
There's a lot of 3.5s.
And I go through, I've also said before that I think there was the cherry bubbly I loved for a while.
Yeah.
And now kind of over it.
Yeah.
I still get it, but it doesn't make me as happy as it used to.
Right. That was from Big Luke. This next one from Big Lou Nutter. Do we dare ask for gold curl shorts?
Oh.
I'm not too sure that those are going to be the next thing.
Probably not.
Yeah.
The gold would be just too expensive.
That's true.
It would ruin people.
When does Tanner shave just the beard and leave the mustache?
Yeah. When does it happen, Tanner?
I don't have a timeline on that. That's a question that I keep getting asked a lot too, is when I'm going to trim something, and I'm gonna for sure make it through my powerlifting meet without doing anything.
I got
a month to go.
I had to laugh, Tanner, because I can't remember if it was a post you had or when I was looking at some stuff on the website the other day, and it was probably like a year ago, and just the bottom half of your jaws when you clearly have a beard, but I'm like,
can see
it looks like such a trim and proper beard. Like it's not long. It's like shaved to your face. And I think, wow, that guy looks by anyone else's standards, that guy has a beard, but I'm like, oh, that guy looks so neat and tidy with his beard over there.
Yeah.
How things have changed.
I literally I have not trimmed my beard whatsoever for like 8 months now. And I mean, like nothing with the scissors or not to a single part of the hair growing on my face.
That's dedication right there. To not even shape
so
it.
I'm going to make it to June 26th for sure. And then go from there. I think my hair is going to stay for a while, but the facial hair, something's going to change because.
Well, you could just trim it up at the very least,
The problem with that is I've never dealt with this trim to begin with. And also trimming up historically doesn't work very good anyways.
I've never had a beard, so I can't really comment, but I could see how if you wanted to keep the beard, my route of attack would be trim up the mustache. That would alleviate a lot of problems. I feel like
the mustache is a big problem.
Yeah.
And actually this is even a problem now just with eating a lot of things where I'm like,
it's just a liability.
Yeah. And it's it is getting hot now, but more so I've never run into this. I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast before, but my hair going down my back now, my neck, this part of my neck that's covered in hair all the time gets so hot.
See, I never noticed that.
If it's hot out, because now the back of my neck is, my hair goes down, covers my shirt on my back. The back of my neck gets boiling hot, just sweating bad.
And I don't know if it's because I have curly hair, so it lets more air in, it sits up more. It doesn't lay.
I think that could be a factor.
Yeah, because it never really lays on my neck.
Yeah.
That's not really an issue for me.
I've been actually meaning to ask you this. not necessarily a podcast topic, but what do you have to do in a powerlifting meet with your hair?
They always say that like the only one I think they say anything on is bench. Like
Right, it's a bench press.
Because for USAPL meets, your head has to stay down.
And I don't think I'm doing USPA, so
I don't think it matters at all. Because the one is in the USAPL meets, your head has to stay down.
So what do you do?
They say, well, you can't have like a big bun where you can't tell if your head's down, but like no hair. Well, I guess unless you had like really, really thick dreads, no hair is so thick that laying down lifts your head up. So,
but can you just your hair be just down then?
I think your hair can just be down.
What do you do?
For me, in the past, I've always just had it like in a bun and it hasn't been an issue.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's fair.
Never been a problem for me.
Okay. Another question. Do you know what's in your supplements? We already covered that one. How's the LaCroix at 8,000 foot versus 10,000 foot? That's from Josh. I think it's necessary to be at the full 10,000.
Yeah,
you really get the full
view,
view,
right? The top level, yeah.
Yeah. Why are you guys so good looking? Well, we talked about the hair.
The hair.
Then this is from a guy. It sure appears like so. Just so everyone's clear. This is
the hair. The hair's one for sure. Two is Massenomics Gym, right?
That's true. The secret
Keeps you
sauce.
Pumped.
Yes. That along with Fusion Sports Performance supplements, Texas Power Bars, all the spudding straps a man could desire, and utilizing the Strength Co plates. That's
your recipe to gorgeousness.
Yes. Why haven't you followed Austin Turner back yet? From Austin Turner. It's just some good things have to be waited for.
Some things just take time, Austin.
Yes.
You got the damn green shorts.
Yes. This is from Jen. If Strongman, Highland Games, and powerlifting are wiped off the earth, what do you choose now?
Like for a hobby or?
Well, I would say the question is, what do you choose for a physical hobby?
Oh, physical hobby.
Well, maybe that's the question.
For a physical hobby, I have no shortage of physical hobbies I could do. But if it's like you're trying to, we'll just assume strength training isn't an option, I guess.
Well, that's kind of what I would, because I'd say, well, can you just work out and not do anything? Because I really don't need to do those things anyways.
Yeah,
I would just keep lifting.
We assume strength training is not an option,
right?
I've been wanting to get a bike lately. I could see how cycling could be fun. I could really see that one. I used to have a boat, and I was huge into like wakeboarding. I'd probably get a boat back. I enjoy golfing. I'd probably golf way more. I also enjoy bowling. Bowling's fun.
Yep.
If I lived in a place that had more hills, I used to go snowboarding all the time. I'd go snowboarding. I'm kind of a hobby guy, Tanner. I like to do a lot of stuff. So I wouldn't be worried about that part for myself personally.
Mine would be, without a doubt, road biking. I'm plotting that as one of my next.
You're scheming away already.
Yep. I'm gonna be getting a road bike soon. I've been doing quite a bit of biking over the last few years, and I think
Are you going to be the Western Northeast South Dakota Lance Armstrong?
That's what I'm going to be. Just a little bit slightly larger Lance Armstrong. That's what I'm going for. And testicular cancer.
Doesn't he only have one nut?
I'm going to have both my nuts.
Okay,
hopefully.
So you've been doing some research on bikes then? Like, do you have a setup picked out?
I still don't know it well enough. I'm actually what I've done enough, but what I've researched enough to know is that when I actually am ready to get close to making that next step, I'm going to go to a good bike shop and talk. Like that's one thing I've learned is that there's value in going to a bike
and being
shop
fitted correctly and getting the right stuff.
Especially like I'm not 5'8", 170 pounds.
You're not in that middle ground.
I'm not like fucking Paul Bunyan, but like I'm just like probably outside of
they're like, whoa, this isn't the frame size we typically sell.
Right. So I think kind of road biking is what I'm gonna do. I'm not looking to get a new mountain bike or something like that. I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I recently started. So my dad had. I would assume back in the 80s when he bought it, it was a nice road bike. The brand was Raleigh. And I've had it in my garage forever. And just the other day, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take this out. And I took the dog with me. And first he had like a panic attack because he thinks I'm leaving him. But once he figured out, no, we're going on this ride together. It's
like, oh, this is sweet.
He did fairly well. And I'm like, damn, riding bike's kind of fun actually.
Yeah,
and so
it's very fun.
That's something I've been looking at more. He did run into my back tire and bend it though, because he's just a brute that wrecks things. So I got that to deal with now.
Ever thought of having a Canadian distributor? No, I don't think that would pan out well for our apparel having a
we
double
don't
inventory.
need one because we
ship there.
We just ships there. Like
We
would save a week on shipping time.
And you the Canadian customer would be able to pay.
I
less
guess you
in
would
shipping
save
costs.
on shipping costs too, but
But it would be an astronomical mountain for us to climb with inventory. You almost like
and plus we're just going to charge more because then there's a wholesaler that's getting
right.
So
yeah,
you would save.
You wouldn't.
You
Really
would get your
save,
product maybe a week faster,
Right.
and you'd save a few dollars.
Yeah. No.
No.
I mean,
no international suppliers.
Right. Any plans for Tanner to eventually compete in the 308 weight class?
Ooh.
I think I have before. I think I technically have before because I
there's
weighed
a
like
difference between
280.
competing in it, and
right.
filling it
but
out.
No. I feel I think I mentioned it. I'm competing in the 275 weight class. I think actually the last time I competed, or one of the last times, I was planning on competing in the 275 weight class, and I just weighed like 280, and I knew I was going to be a little heavier, and I just didn't care. So that could theoretically happen again.
You
if that's what
technically
you're
have
saying.
done
But I plan to not probably ever weigh 308 pounds. Like I feel uncomfortable when I get up to like this 275. I don't know. I feel less healthy. And it's okay because that's the short term
trade off,
and I'm willing to make it for short term. But I'm like, I don't want to permanently weigh 275 to 300 pounds. Like I'll do this, do my meet, have fun being what's strong to me for a little while. Then I'll probably try to lose some weight again slowly and get back down to like 260, and then depending, maybe even get close to 250. Like that's kind of what I've usually done in the past. And then if I decide that I want to do a competition again at some point in time, I'll think, well, I always think, I'll be competitive. I'll weigh 250 and still I can get strong at 250. And it's like, I can kind of, but the easiest way for me to get stronger then is to weigh more again. But that's kind of the range that I feel comfortable trading off, like for my health. Like I feel like I'm not going to fall in the grave tomorrow weighing 275 for a short period of time. But I don't really want to weigh like 308. And
it's not
criticizing anyone that does want to do it or anything, but just like for my goals and what I want to do, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, it does. There's definitely the point of diminishing returns on the weight gain thing, and then also you're really closing your avenues for doing other things in life too.
Exactly.
When you weigh 300 pounds,
I've got little kids that I chase, at home that I chase around all the time and stuff like that, and also powerlifting is just a fun hobby for me. That's the other point. I'm a very mediocre power lifter. It's not, if I was like some world record guy, I could start to wrap my head around it more, if that's really what, and especially that's like your goals and stuff, I get that way more. But for me, it's like, what are we talking?
Well, I think a lot of people have to have the reality check when like the 183 pound guys in the drug tested USAPL like nationals are doing what, like 1,800 totals?
Yeah, right.
So that's what drug tested 183 pound guys are.
Yes.
If you weigh more than a 183, you should be doing way more than that if you think of yourself as a serious competitor.
Right.
And if you don't, then you're just being an idiot.
Right. And I look at it through a pretty realistic lens, I think. And I'm like,
And also, like, if you're on the other side of 30, your best days are probably done too.
That's true too. Yeah. And that's a good point too. I'm 34 and I still I'm excited about doing this upcoming meet and everything like that. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's not to say you couldn't have a lot of great days of lifting ahead.
Right.
But let's be honest, like your days of just crushing it are probably behind you.
Right. So no, not really. But actually the answer is yes, I could be in the 308 weight class, but not really like with that as the goal.
Yeah.
How come, this is from Big Chris, how come Professor Steven keeps stealing my meme ideas? I don't know if that's true, Steve, Big Professor Steven. That's kind of low and dirty, but those two kind of have a bit of a feud going on, I know. So
dog eat dog world out there.
It is. Any chance at lift short silkies? I'll pay top dollars for those. Specifically silkies?
Yeah,
I
probably
think the answer
not
is no.
silkies, but we do have some lift shorts ideas.
We're just talking about it right now.
You could say they're going through R&D at the moment.
They are in R&D. That is for the question of silkies. No. If you're into that sort of thing, is there maybe something that's not far off of what you like? Probably, yes. But straight up silky, like we do try to make things that we also personally like. And silkies are a little bit beyond my
like it has to be something that we'd be kind of excited about.
Right.
I wouldn't be that excited personally about silkies.
Right.
I know for sure there'd be a few people that would.
Yeah.
We've had a few people tell us.
Yes, certainly. But we are, just to put this out there, we are working on short options and different than what we've had in the past. And I mean, I think I would say it will happen someday. Like that's our goal here. We don't know exactly when.
Barring any like major limitations or roadblocks. Yeah, it will happen.
Swimhack says, when are the bench heavy shorts coming? Well, those already came, and when?
Yeah.
So those were in the limited edition. Big David said, who is your strongest Icelandic friend of the podcast? And David is Icelandic, and he's been buying some of our gear. I would almost have to guess it's him because I don't know of a lot of other big supporters we've got from Iceland. I know I see he's training at Thor's gym from time to time here.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head.
Yeah.
No, I know we send a few things to Iceland, but not many.
I think, and Big David is a strong guy too. So I'm going to say he's the strongest supporter, strongest friend of the podcast.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Yeah. Will we ever get Tyler as a special guest on the podcast? What Tyler? Is it Tyler from Fight Club?
Tyler Durden.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will at some point here.
Yeah.
We've said it. We're
assuming
going
they're talking about Tyler Stowe.
Yeah, we will at some point. We just haven't done it yet. But yeah, it will happen.
It will happen. And he will be a special guest.
Like, will we do a thumbnail for him and everything?
We could do a thumbnail for him. Yeah, that's true. Next comment, just nice.
Nice.
This is a funny question. Any recipes we would find in the Massenomics cookbook? That's funny to me because, believe it or not, we have actually talked about a Massenomics cookbook in the past.
We did. That was a long time ago. We talked about.
Threw around.
It was going to be like the Skinny Guy's Guide to Bulking.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
When we first started, like when we're like, what could Massenomics do?
Right.
Like just random ideas. That didn't happen obviously. So
Right.
I would say the only recipe for sure that fits in the Massenomics cookbook would be the mac and cheese recipe we've talked about many times. That people have also asked us in the past, where is that recipe?
Yes.
I believe if you type in Vice mac and cheese, I'm going to type it in right now and see what happens. Vice mac and cheese, and we get no, nothing there. Not that. I think I know here. I think I need to change my word to munchies. Munchies. Here we go. Okay. Cheeto mac and cheese is the key word. Yeah. But yeah, you can do munchies mac and cheese, and it comes to Vice. There is the Cheeto mac and cheese recipe from Maddie Matheson. It's been, when we were having our Massenomics, it's been a little while since we had a Massenomics party, but when we did them, that was always kind of the, one of the crowd favorites.
It was.
Ryan would always make it. It involves melting down a lot of cheese, American cheese singles. Has those delicious, the best noodles you could ever have for mac and cheese, which is the, what are the little round ones called? Capitava noodles.
Oh, yeah.
And then you do a little Cheetos crust on the top and bake it. It's damn good mac and cheese.
So that would be in the cookbook.
That would be in the cookbook.
And not so much cooking, but just food recommendations. You know, the hot McDonald's apple pie, a warm LaCroix.
Yeah, those obviously are going to be in there.
Pizza and milk.
Yeah,
of your choosing, or not. That would be some of the highlights, right?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Any new flags? This is from Keith Honeycutt. Any new flags or banners in the works?
There could be. We've actually talked about a few things.
Yep.
We did mention a lift shit flag possibly.
Yep.
So
cool.
we might do something there, and we do have
a lot of new designs.
Yeah, over the next several months, a lot of new designs. If any of them do really well, we'll probably do a flag. Maybe we'll get excited and just do one anyways. Right. But I think we even talked about it too. The dark side tee would look cool as a flag too. So
the flags are tricky because we could just like do every single t-shirt.
We could, but then it's like, well, it's not as cool or special. We're always a little more selective with those. But it's been a little while since we've had something new there, so we probably should do something.
Yeah. I have a lot of questions. Number 1, how dare you? Number 2, when are you going to revisit the ACFT? I believe the ACFT is the new Army combat fitness test that we did do an episode on back at one point in time.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That'd
Back
be
in
a
your
couple
old
years ago,
house.
right?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, we don't have any plans to revisit it yet.
Did they change it?
Well, no, I think they're finally just like implementing it.
Oh, they
now.
are?
Yeah, that's how the Army
Oh,
works.
Okay.
That's how the Army works.
Well, I mean, it's kind of government in general.
That's
right?
true, yes.
Regardless
That's
of how
a-
much you love or hate the
Yes,
government, that's just kind of the government
That's
in general.
true. Maybe we'll have the right guest at some point in time where it makes a lot of,
Really give us the ins and outs of it.
Yeah. Is Massenomics numero uno? The shirt doesn't lie.
I think that goes without saying.
Yes. Overrated or underrated Massenomics?
Oh, underrated all
Of
day.
course. Fuck, marry, kill, squat, bench, deadlift.
I feel like we've done that like 10
I
times.
think we've done that before too. When are you guys getting into boxing like all the other strength athletes seem to be doing? I won't be doing that.
I will not be doing that either. Okay, nothing wrong with boxing at all, and people like to do it. But why does it feel so trendy right now? Why? And also, do people really like boxing that much? I don't know anyone that's personally a fan of the sport.
Boxing
more than just a very
boxing is a really weird sport where I don't understand. The top people are making so much money, but I also don't really know anyone that's actually a close fan of boxing.
I don't know anyone that actually says that
Like
they like
someone
boxing
name
and
5
knows
boxers.
like, okay, you name Tyson Fury and whatever those 4 other guys are,
right.
then that's what to me a boxing fan is nowadays.
Boxing now is who's the YouTube guy, like
The Pauls.
yeah,
like Jake
boxing
and
is
Logan
just
Paul.
exhibitions of getting like personalities.
Well, that's what
into
I'm like. I
boxing.
don't
like it's
like clearly those people are getting a lot of eyes on them and everything, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, hey, they're doing the promotional thing to a T, like they have it mastered because they're getting so much hype around it. But it seems like you picked a sport where it's really, really easy to pick your battles, so
Yeah.
you're going to do really well, right?
Right. Yes, I think.
And
so.
also, you picked a sport that no one really understands anyways, so no one actually knows if it's good or bad.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Boxing just never really.
No, no, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to
No.
break the trend. You fellas get that belt I made y'all. What do you think? Well, I assume if this is you at Third Coast Leather Works, we did just get that belt.
We reviewed it
just
live
talked
on
about
air.
it, yeah. So very good. Good belt. Real good belt. And that is the end of our questions, Tommy.
We made it through them all, huh?
We did it to them again. We did. We should probably do overrated, underrated though, right?
We should. We would hate to break that streak.
I don't know if I particularly lined up a set of topics, but I will. I do have some here.
You will humor me?
Yes. Wait, did I do these? You tell me if we did these. Overrated and underrated. Well, first, do you know the rules of underrated?
I'm going to just go out on a limb and say I think I know the rules.
I also had a heavy thoughts segment, but
I see that. I think we should save that.
We'll save that. So back to heavy thoughts next episode.
Yeah. So you got to stay tuned for one more episode if you want to catch some heavy thoughts.
Heavy thoughts in next week's episode, in episode 270. So we did the belt. We talked about the Arnold dates being announced, and we'll save heavy thoughts, and we're going to talk overrated, underrated. And you do know the rules.
I do know the rules.
Okay, so overrated.
But if I do break one, you can tell me.
Okay, you know
Put
about
me
the
in my place.
brothers.
Yep.
Riding the line.
Yep. No lines here.
Okay, can't ride it. Okay, overrated, underrated. I don't know if we did this. V8 juice.
I think we did.
Okay. The Godfather? Did we do that?
I
too?
think we did.
Babe Ruth.
I don't remember Babe Ruth.
Okay.
I feel like we did the Godfather.
We did the Godfather?
I think we did. But Babe Ruth. God, I'm not a baseball guy, Tanner.
Yeah.
Like, not one bit. This is the struggle. It's like when you say someone's the greatest of all time, are they overrated or underrated? Still probably underrated, because how many people can have their name attached to a sport from like 100 years ago? When was he even playing? I don't even know when he was playing.
The 30s.
Okay, so
I think
almost
the
100 years ago.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people can have their name attached to a sport from 100 years ago and still have like significance or relevance.
Yeah.
That's staying power. I think that's still underrated.
Okay. Just adding one now as we're talking. Delta 8.
So
that's right? Delta 8.
Yeah, so Delta 8 in the government's continued push to try and keep their prohibition on marijuana in certain parts of the country. You can never underestimate man's ingenuity for getting around whatever loophole there is in the law. And I might butcher this. I'll say that up front, but the way I understand it is normal weed and marijuana, the type of THC it is a Delta 9 THC. And I thought what I read or I heard, God, I'm really doing a lot of I read, but I believe when something with the Farm Bill changed like a year ago, when that passed or went through, that there was some exceptions in there for like CBD and hemp, I think. And I think one of those things in there was some exemption for Delta 8, which is technically a different type of THC.
Okay.
And so with Delta 8, the way I understand it is that it's basically weed, and you can buy it in gas stations and shops around town right now. So yeah, in a way, I guess weed is technically legal, and so Delta 8 probably underrated, I guess.
Okay.
Let the people have what they want.
Overrated or underrated? Buffalo Wild Wings, B-dubs. I don't know if we've ever done this before.
I don't think we have either.
I was just, as you were talking there, I was just thinking, and I was thinking B-dubs.
That's a good question, because I would say some of the worst restaurant service I've ever had in my life was at various B-dubs chains.
And Buffalo Wild Wings, some people just love it, right?
They do. I think they do.
And is that completely nationwide at this?
I'm pretty sure they are. I think
we're not dealing with
I don't think there's any regions they're missing out of. So I will say I have some of the worst restaurant service in my life in different B-dubs. Like it's not just one; it's been multiple ones. But so I will. Okay, we just got one in our town. Western B-dubs finally came to Western Northeast South Dakota after teasing it for like 8 years.
Has it been here for like half a year now?
Probably that. And I just went there for the first time. I don't know, a month or so ago to our B-dubs location.
Yeah.
And this is the first one that I've been to that I would say is a newer store build. The other ones that I've been to in South Dakota have all been here like a little while. Some of them were kind of old and they felt a little tired, a little run down. When I went into this one, I was genuinely impressed with the atmosphere they make. Like what I would call a sports bar when I first turned 21 to B-dubs is definitely a sports bar. So what I would, I'm 32. What my definition of a sports bar is from 21 to 32, that bar has changed drastically. And places like B-dubs, no doubt, had a part in moving that bar.
Yeah.
So they can, without a doubt, create an atmosphere. Their food's fine. I don't think their food's great. If I wanted to get wings and I was really excited, I might actually even pick multiple different places in town before there. I still think they're a little overrated, but the one experience I had in our local B-dubs, I did enjoy it, but I'm still saying B-dubs is overrated.
I think they're overrated just because of how I think they're kind of rated, but maybe it's one of those things that the scale's tipping. Do you think the scale's like when some things are rated so highly for a long period of time, people start to be like, yeah, wait a second, no, I don't, like this thing actually is a little overplayed or like played out. Like, is it all going that way, or is it still just like, B-dubs?
I don't know. I don't. It's like, how many times does like a national brand need to like advertise and market in your face before like, I get it, dude. Like, I get it. You're the best. You tell me every single day on every single sports show, and you're in every single ad that pops up online. Like, I don't know. I think some of that fatigue sets in, but I do think they're a little overrated.
Okay. Last one then, overrated or underrated? Tank tops.
Oh, tank tops. Way underrated.
Oh, of course. I mean,
and Massenomics tank tops might be the most underrated style of tank top there is.
So we came out with the lift shit, the Don't Curl in Me. We wore those last episode. Then we talked about the kind of fit, kind of fat, the limited. We're only making that run of them, so buy that now. And then the fourth one was the Lift Hard Live Easy Skull in the
new colorway.
Yeah, the red and the blue.
The red, white, and blue color.
Red, white, and blue on the black tank.
A little Americana for you this summer.
Very summery tee.
And they all look good.
They do look
good. They look really good.
They pop.
They certainly do pop.
Snap, crackle, and pop over there with those tank tops. So go buy those. that brings us towards the end of our show. I'm going to read today's ads again. Today's show is brought to you by Fusion Sports Supplements. Do you know what's in your supplements? Yes, lentils. If you use Fusion Sports Performance, you always will. Fusion SP prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with top quality products. Every Fusion Sports Performance product comes fully backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to fusionsp.net and use code MASS to save you a huge 20% on your order. The show is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. In 1980, Buddy Cap set on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. I would also say go check out Texas Power Bars at texaspowerbars.com. They've got some, they come out with some different bars and have some other finishes lately, and maybe we'll talk about more of that stuff.
Yeah, did I see a
soon.
white Cerakote the other day?
That might be it. Like, go to their website. Also, their website has been remastered. I think it's better than ever. So check them out at texaspowerbars.com.
Could add another dot on the timeline. 2021, Texas
New
Power
website.
Bars website back and better than ever.
Strong as a house. Today's show is also brought to you by the
Strong as a
Strength Co.
figurative house.
Yes. The Strength Co. makes premium made-in-America barbell equipment, including their machined and E-coated plates. Their plates are functional, easy to handle, accurate, and made to last a lifetime. The Strength Co. plates have become the go-to choice for all members at Massenomics Gym. Check out their plates and all their other made-in-America equipment, and they've got tees and hats of their own, and I think all of that stuff is made in America. Check that out at thestrengthco.com. That's thestrengthco.com. And today's show is also brought to you by SPUD Inc. The goal of SPUD Inc. straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is on the line. Check them out online at spud-inc-straps.com. You can make sure to like Massenomics on YouTube, ring the bell there. You can watch us every week. Get in the race for first comment on the YouTube comment videos. It's just wilder and crazier than ever. Like us on Facebook if you want to do that. I like when people comment, weird to see you guys posting something on Facebook. Like, I'm not used to seeing Massenomics on Facebook. Yeah. That's weird.
Don't get used to it.
Don't get used to it. Become a supporting member of the podcast. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, but for sure become a supporting member and tell your friends about the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get some more ears on
That's
this
the
puppy.
most supportingest thing you could ever do.
Yes.
Is tell some more people.
Yes. Tell some more people. Tell your
Spread
friends.
the word.
Force them, hold them down, and put earbuds in their ears and make them listen to a full
Give them
hour
no
and
choice.
30-minute episode. That's about it. Tommy, where do they find you on Instagram?
Well, first I think we should give ourselves.
Cool
beans.
Good call.
There we go. We wanted
Glad
the
you
cool
thought
beans.
of that. Like,
I wanted the cool beans this week.
that would have been.
We normally
feels
gotta,
good to get.
We normally got to
them,
give them away, but today we
Yeah.
got them.
I do like how the cool beans buttons are blue because they're always cool.
It makes the most sense,
because
doesn't
we
it?
always keep
That
them
button's
cool.
icy cold over there. I don't touch it because it gets too cold on my finger.
Brr, that's a cold one. All right, Tommy, where do they find you?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can find me at Tanner_Baird, but make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.